Welcome back to another episode. It's actually a double episode, or double person, double host. There we go. Both of us are here today. No thanks to Rahgel.
What the fuck? We've only been doing this for a little while. We still can't get the introductions. Start of the show down. Like, hey, welcome to another show thing where we talk and do stuff.
Hey, when you get your fucking microphone and audio fixed finally,
the microphone,
listen, my accent will go from all over the world. You leave me alone, you motherfucker. This is a judge-free zone.
You speak clearly in that microphone.
I will speak clearly in this microphone. You shut your whore mouth. Go back to Uranus, Missouri, like you belong. Fucking asshole. You keep me going, that accent will stick, and I won't get rid of it for like a day, and it will really piss everybody off. Where the fuck you from? Kansas. You sure? You sound like an inbred.
You sure, boy? I don't know about that one.
Oh, we got a lot to do, a lot to talk about. We have the biggest news of all, officially today, September 12th, TKO is officially a thing. Endeavor, WWE, UFC have all merged into one, being TKO. That literally took place first thing this morning out of Wall Street. So that is probably the biggest news, other than the fact that Vince McMahon was there and he has a warrant out for him. So how he was able to show up and not having bad publicity happen is amazing.
He's a billionaire who can get away with a lot, and he has a pedo stash, so he can get away with more.
He got an evil villain pedo stash.
He doesn't even look like the same person.
No.
Like, it looks like, I mean, it's creepy regardless. It's just weird.
It looks like somebody
all
literally
them
just
standing
penciled
there.
it on.
Oh yeah. Like it was so weird watching the whole ring the bell time, and they had the TKO belt sitting there, and then Vince is like not even in the middle by any means. He's like 2 or 3 people to the right. I think Triple H was closer to the middle than McMahon was, and then
Triple H was literally like on the side, like next to Endeavor.
And then I think Bianca was there
in the back, yeah, along with Montez.
Yeah, which is like, okay. No Roman, no big name by any means. I mean, Bianca's probably your biggest one. I can remember. I'm looking for a damn photo and I can't find one. But so I'll look up creepy Vince McMahon at Wall Street.
Just type in TKO announcement. I'm sure you're fine. Oh, lightning screen of death.
Yeah, I've looked. I'm not seeing anything yet, but maybe. I don't know.
Like that, right there. Endeavor mergers images. Done. All the images for the press conference today.
No Cody Rhodes or anything. No Seth.
No. Bianca's literally the only, other than her husband, Bianca's the only one that was there for WWE.
It's true. It's very weird.
Well, I was watching something that was talking about like this whole merger thing, and still the thing for like WWE right now, lingering in the air, is the head of Endeavor wants to have Shane McMahon brought back. But Triple H has made very clear on numerous occasions since that came out that he will leave and he will step away indefinitely from WWE for other opportunities. Now, do I see Shane Shane McMahon coming back and causing Triple H to leave? Yes, I do. Not right away, but I think he'll be uh, sooner than later. I think it's just going to be a high point, and I think it's going to be like near a big pay per view, whether Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, or WrestleMania, or hell, Triple H may hold out. Like we may see Shane come back, and Triple H just goes, "All right, I'm effectively done." Then whatever big pay per view is coming up, so where he can.
All right, well, call my bluff. I'm not
No,
going anywhere.
no, I think he'll stay for like to finish out like the big pay per view or whatever. So like if Shane came back today, I could see Triple H staying till Survivor Series and then leaving. Or and if he does leave, which I would not be upset if he does, but if he does leave, he needs to go to AEW or even Impact and become a creative control over there. Because either one he goes to, preferably AEW, would impact that company so fucking much, and AEW needs it more than really anybody since Tony Khan runs the whole damn show, does all the creative side, does all helps with the writing. He literally it's TK and no one else. There's no writers with him as of this recording. So, and that's his big problem since he runs the whole show. He lets the inmates kind of do what they want for the most part, and it's becoming a problem.
Yeah. Well, the
That's
three are
evident.
the problem.
Well, there's a lot of problems, but Tony Khan is inevitably the one that's responsible for all of it. The elite is the biggest problem they have.
Mm.
And then you have CM Punk being fired, effectively fired last week. And now there's heavy rumors going around that he is in discussion with WWE to come back. And they're expecting him to come back at the what's the pay-per-view that takes place in Chicago? Is that Survivor Series?
It very well could be.
I think it is. It's either Fastlane or Chicago. No, it's Survivor Series. So yeah, there's Survivor Series takes place November 25th in Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois. That says Chicago.
Okay.
So I'm gonna assume Rosemont's a sub fucking city of Chicago. But there's heavy speculation that he'll come back since he's been fired. There's no information on like his non-compete, and that he'll be back for WWE. And the fact that now that Endeavor's in charge, while Vince is still the executive chairman on WWE, Endeavor has final say on all of it. So I could see them bringing CM Punk back and allow him to fucking run rampant again. But he's like, I used to be a big fan of CM Punk back in the day, and he is since he's left. He's a cancer. He's no good to any company. He's more fragile than Nia Jax's opponents.
The way that CM Punk goes about things seems like he's very immature about it. He's very outspoken, and we've seen that. The way that he goes about stuff probably is going to ruffle feathers regardless of where he goes. And I also don't think that Triple H wants him back.
No.
Seth Rollins has openly stated numerous times he doesn't want him back. But
several others have too.
What's that?
Several others have said they don't want him in anywhere near
which I don't.
Product.
If he's gonna come back and be a pain in the ass, then I guess he'll be back for a little while.
He'll draw money. That's the whole point. Is they'll bring him back solely to have the hype around it.
Yeah, but, which I mean, I can see it happening for a little while. He may fade out or retire or fuck who knows.
Well, the last thing I read was they want to all rumors and speculation, so don't take it with anything but a grain of salt. But last thing I was seeing and reading was if he comes back on Survivor Series, which is supposedly the game plan right now, is that it's going to set him up for a title match at WrestleMania, so where he can main event, because that's the only thing he hasn't done in WWE is main event WrestleMania, and it will allow Cody Rhodes to go against Roman Reigns, finish his story, and let CM Punk come in, go against world champion heavyweight, and finish his story, and then let him retire, finally move out from all of wrestling business. He could be a producer, which I think he'd be better slotted for it, but even with his outspokenness and his ill intent towards other and not wanting to work with other people, he's just too toxic.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that would work either as a behind the scenes guy. Just because of how he is. I mean, we'll see. I don't think he comes back, to be honest. I don't think he'll get what he wants, contract wise, for him to come back. If he doesn't get his way right away, he's not going to come back. So I really don't think he will.
I don't want him to come back.
I don't want him to either.
I watched him in AEW, and while he can still put on a decent match and a decent show, he's not as entertaining to watch. And his promos, while he is very excellent on the mic, he comes across as a petty little brat. Mom and dad took my toy away, and now I'm going to make it seem like it's everybody else's fault.
Yep.
Or I did something, and the repercussions are coming back for me, but it's not my fault. Even though, yes.
Yeah, there's like a heel promo, but then there's like a I'm going to complain and act entitled the entire time promo, and that's where he's at. So, but I did see, moving off of CM Punk, I did see that the Dudleys signed a
Legends contract
here recently on the 9th of September.
Which was interesting because both of them were just at the 100th anniversary of Impact, or 100th episode, 1000th thing of Impact Wrestling, literally like the few days after. So Devon can wrestle. He's been wrestling at Impact. He had surgery, and I guess I don't know how they secured Bubba Ray for a Legends contract unless it's allowing him to still keep his podcast and talk with other wrestlers, because underneath the McMahon era, it would never happen. So that's kind of where like everything's fucking clusterfuck right now, with Endeavor taking over and being TKO now. It's still WWE, but new management involved. I don't know, maybe we will see this quote forbidden door actually open.
Yeah. I don't really know what I know. Under McMahon, the Legend contract is very clear cut. But who all has a Legend contract? Jericho doesn't have one, does he?
No, he never got to Legend status.
Which is weird, but
no, well, he was still wrestling last time he was in WWE.
Let's see. It's very. I mean, I'm sure it's pretty easy to understand, but the fact that they're letting those two go about doing stuff in their own way, which, like you said, outside of McMahon, which last night on Raw was the last of the McMahon era.
Thank God.
So I don't have high hopes moving forward by any means. So
well, I
don't know what they're going to do.
I know not the whole point, but one big aspect of this whole merger, because there's been a lot of like, well, what's to come of the merger? How does this impact everything? And the big thing I keep seeing around, it's all about media rights and content rights, is ESPN's contract with UFC is up at the end of 2025. Peacock is up at the beginning of 2026. And right now, the two big buy-ins are Disney and Amazon. And Amazon's the front runner, but I also saw one video saying the exact opposite, saying Disney's a front runner, since ESPN already has UFC and ESPN belongs to Disney. But one point somebody made was the comparison of Amazon and the NFL is Amazon just paid $1 billion plus to have 10 NFL games on Thursday nights. So if they're willing to drop $1 billion plus just for 10 games, I would imagine they would be willing to drop probably more. My whole thing
I mean,
is
they're not hurting, but for money.
no, no. The whole thing though is like it's regardless of who gets it. I frankly don't care. Don't charge for pay-per-views though. Don't go back to the $60 thing because that's like what Nick Khan wants to do. Is he's very hell bent on going back to the days of let's pay $60-$70, and that will work for about no pay-per-views, and they will see a huge drop in viewership real quick because of it, because it's already been a very focal point for the wrestling community. But what I want is if they go with Disney or Amazon or somebody else, is this shit better be online the moment the show wraps up. These are multi-billion-dollar, trillion companies, and you're telling me that you still had to process 24 hours? Or in fucking SmackDown to Hulu, sometimes it's 12 hours, sometimes it's 72, sometimes it's next week. It's inconsistent. Like, before pay-per-view, I don't watch SmackDown, the SmackDown before, because it's hardly ever up before the pay-per-view actually is live.
Well, depending if it goes to a streaming service, then it should be ready fairly quick for replay. I mean, that's how
It should be streamed live.
Peacock's fucking annoying.
It should be streamed live. That's my opinion. If you go to like Disney or Amazon, live stream it. Stop with this fucking bullshit of network security, like USA, where yeah, you can stream it on the USA app, but you still have to have a TV provider.
Mm-hmm.
And this is bullshit. So we like 2023, everything's streaming, everything digital. Get with the fucking time type thing. But Fox doesn't want SmackDown anymore. They are hemorrhaging money left and right with this contract.
Really?
Yep. A report just came out. I think it was it Saturday? Saturday or Sunday. Came out talking like basically the CFO or COO of Fox is just like they're fed up with this whole SmackDown shit because they're losing so much money with WWE, from sponsorships to just the time slot they're on. It's not beneficial for them at all, and they're not getting their money that they paid for back at all. So they're looking to cut ties with WWE effectively soon. One article said October.
I think Friday's a good night to have it anyways.
No,
I think it should be during the week.
I think they should go back to Thursday. Thursday used to be very good for them.
Well, you should go to Wednesday, to be honest.
To compete head on with AEW?
Yep. Why not? If it goes to a streaming service at that point, it's a little bit easier.
If it's streamed live, yes, they could do Wednesday. If it's not streamed live, they cannot handle Wednesday. I think AEW, especially with SmackDown and all the stupid bullshit going on with that right now, I think AEW would mop the floor. Easily.
You have to have you either have to have a cable package or a streaming package to watch TBS.
For right now, AEW has a contract or is finishing up a contract agreement with Warner Brothers Discovery for streaming contents where they can actually put their episodes up on either Discovery or Max, HBO's new shit, Max. Yeah. So I believe it's supposed to be on Max of, I want to say November, maybe next year.
Is that, they have two different shows, right? Because one of them was going there, the other one was not, if I remember right.
They have
they're two they have Collision and they have
Dynamite, they have Collision, and then they also have Dark, AEW Dark, which is on YouTube. But Dynamite is their bread and butter. Yeah, that's Wednesday. Okay. And then Collision, I don't know when Collision takes place, actually.
That's Saturday, I
That's
think.
what I thought, but
I want to say it's a weekend, but I think it's Saturday. Was it Ring of Honor Saturdays as well?
yeah, it's Saturday on TNT.
Okay.
So yeah, they have TBS and TNT. So it's I don't know. I don't I don't want the feud. If you do the feud, like if you do the wars, then we need to have legitimate wars and bring back like Nitro feud, but a lot better, where you have legitimate forbidden doors being open and they're allowed to cross over and help the entire wrestling community rather than compete head on. I would love to have a Survivor Series where it was legitimately WWE versus AEW, even though in the long run it would still be WWE versus WWE. So you'd have the likes of like Jericho and Moxley,
Oh yeah.
Malachi, Buddy Murphy. It's like, huh, I've seen you all before.
A weird array of former guys who used to be on the roster.
Yep. I don't know. That's what I was doing. I believe AEW is going on streaming service though.
They did talk about that. We talked about it on the podcast too. It would have been probably 6 or 7 months ago when something happened. I can't remember what it was, but there was some talks of them starting to stream live and going to, or not stream live. They were going to show up somewhere within Max or a couple of other things. But yeah.
Okay, so it's their pay-per-views. So AEW streaming service could be coming soon. They signed a trademark and got approved for AEW Plus, and this as of July 28th. So just a month and a half, 2 months ago almost. They are working with Warner Brothers Discovery, and it should be on Max, the Max app, and you'll be able to watch. I'm trying to read this whole article real quick. You'll be able to watch AEW Dynamite along with AEW pay-per-views on their AEW Plus section without an additional charge.
They're doing similar just with like Peacock WWE.
Yeah.
So their own section.
But it doesn't have a date. It just says they got approved and they're in talks to get it done. So it needs to happen.
Which cool to do.
It needs to happen. And I mean, I don't know. I enjoy segments of AEW, but it's hard. I mean, granted, WWE is the same way right now. It's really hard to stay invested in anything because their storylines are all over the place. While yes, there is some continuity between them, and you can tell, like, even Jericho was talking about where he had a feud with Moxley, and it took over like 12 or 16 weeks. He said we knew the starting point, we knew the end point, and then we had all these little special moments, he called it, where him and Moxley would meet up, but then there was so much time in between where he would cut a promo against Moxley, or maybe he's going against Orange Cassidy, or maybe he's doing something with the Jericho Appreciation Society, or maybe he's going against Christian, maybe he's going against Jungle Boy, maybe he's going against MJF. Like, he says there's all these different moments mixed in because they're doing multiple storylines to build up the continuity of it, but at the same time his main storyline is against Moxley, which makes sense and it works to a degree, but at the same time, if you're not a dedicated viewer and you're watching this day in, day or week in, week out, and you literally just watch it one Wednesday, you're not able to watch it next Wednesday, and then the third Wednesday you're like, wait, what the fuck? Why is he going against MJF? This makes no sense at all. I thought MJF was doing this whole thing with Adam Cole, but now he's doing something with Jericho. Go to the next week. Okay, now Jericho's back with Moxley, and MJF's doing something with Samoa Joe. Like it's very confusing. unless you literally just watch it day in, or week in, week out. Whereas the flip side is how WWE does it, and they're just as bad, where they'll string out a whole storyline, and then maybe they'll finish it. Maybe they'll just drop it off the face of the earth and nobody is supposed to know about it. Or they do the stupid bullshit that they're doing with the bloodline right now, where a member,
We have no idea what's going on.
you have a member, Jimmy, who quit the bloodline, super kicked Roman several times, sent him to the quote hospital, and allowed Jay to pin him, and now he's back in the bloodline because Jay's over in Monday Night Raw. Like, the fuck is going on? Like, there's no, and that's like a big thing going on with the bloodline too. That's like, you can go on really any forum and you'll see everybody's bitching about the same thing. What the fuck is going on? This makes no logical sense. Why is Jimmy trying to get back in the bloodline? Like, are they supposed to be building him up to be a solo character? Nope, he's gonna be his own little. He's gonna be the bitch again. He's gonna take Jay's spot. But then, why? Like, trying to figure out their fucking dynasty. You're like, wait.
And it's still very weird about everything with Jay on Raw is he's going through and everybody's saying how they don't want him there. The Judgment Day wants him to join. He comes out and joins up with KO to go against Judgment Day. He randomly inserting himself in matches, trying to find traction somewhere.
But Jay's makes sense. His storyline makes sense. He doesn't have a definitive opponent in his storyline. His storyline is building up, is his redemption arc, basically. It's him being the biggest piece of shit for Roman Reigns and being the bloodline right-hand man, so to speak. And now he's having to restart, essentially. He's starting from ground zero as a solo wrestler. And then on top of that, he's pissed off basically everybody. He's alienated everybody via storyline in the locker room. He screwed Drew McIntyre over. He screwed Roman Reigns over. He screwed Sami Zayn over. He screwed literally everyone. And now he is on an island, so to speak, with just Sami, who's like, brother, I forgive you. You and I, forever. And then you have Judgment Day doing their sneaky shit. I swear to God, they partner him up with Judgment Day. It's kind of pissed me off that they're building up his individual character, his individual run, his singles run, just to be like, boop, faction. Again, the only thing that would make sense is to do that, to cause Judgment Day to go against the bloodline. But again, there's no correlation there whatsoever.
No, not at all.
His story makes more sense than what's going on with Jimmy. 1 week Jimmy was not in the bloodline, and then the next week he's kind of in the bloodline, and then this past week he's in the bloodline, but he's not in the bloodline.
3 weeks ago, Jay wasn't even in WWE.
Yeah,
supposedly, and then comes back because Cody.
But they did a good job spinning that. I will give it to they did a good job spinning that. Why he's back so soon? Well, he can quit, but SmackDown still had his WWE contract. He's still obligated to work for the WWE. He can quit, but he's still contractually SmackDown's. So SmackDown traded his contract to Raw, and Cody Rhodes pulled the strings. Again, yeah, it makes sense. It's very loose, but it makes sense.
And do we have Cody going to SmackDown eventually, or
no?
Because they said there's somebody going. I don't know if they announced. I haven't seen.
No, he was supposed to show up on this past SmackDown. Pierce even said on last week's Monday Raw on the September 4th episode, he said Jay's here, and Paul Heyman was bitching at him for something, asking who's going to SmackDown, and he literally like, you'll find out on SmackDown this Friday, and then nothing at all. The closest we got was the LA Knight moment with Paul Heyman in the back, and that was it. Still, no one showed up. The only new person we've had since Monday Night Raw on September 4th is Nia Jax last night on Monday Night Raw. And the struggle bus of conversation around her is is ridiculous. And maybe it's just me, but like I don't follow her on like any social media,
Oh, I
but
do.
I have seen like transformation segments where she's like
Mm-hmm.
working out with Charlotte, and I vaguely remember back in July or maybe it was June, summertime, that she was actually starting to look super skinny. I mean, granted, she was a big girl, but she was looking super skinny and fit. And then she debuted last night, and I was like,
The outfit she wore did not do her justice
no,
with her figure.
no. I was like, you
Um,
look the same. I mean, you're definitely smaller. I will give her.
she was
I was like,
she has lost weight, but that outfit she had on her gear did not help.
ew.
Um, one thing I did notice though is the bonsai drop or the Yokozuna move, however what you want to call it. She straight dropped ass on Rhea without putting her legs down at all.
She's a dangerous superstar. That's literally
Oh yes,
that is the consensus going around since like week 2 or 3
Becky
being
Lynch.
the well before Becky even, where she was injuring. She even injured Charlotte Flair. She's injured Bailey. She's injured Sasha. She's injured all four horsewomen. She's injured
Mm.
literally Alexa Bliss, I believe. Nikki Cross. Like the list just goes on and on. She's not a safe worker, and that's why everyone's really pissed off, for lack of a better word, that she's back
Mm.
because she's not safe. But if you look at all these training videos and these workout videos and these updates, she's training with Charlotte Flair, which proves my point that Charlotte Flair is really not that good of a wrestler if she can't fix Nia Jax. Just saying. But she's dangerous and she's not a safe worker. And everybody's like, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. We'll see if this runs even better than the first two. But the moment she fucks up, I think she'll be cut by Endeavor. I hope that's how Endeavor does this too. I hope they take a no shit policy with unsafe work environments, unsafe people, because a lot of these like not even accidents, a lot of these botch moves and botch moments are like completely preventable by a little bit more training, or maybe being on the same page and not deviating from the script or whatever you want to call it. Whereas like when what happened to Big E a couple years ago, where he almost died as he broke his neck, pure accident, get it. And Rich Holland, of course, felt really bad. I think everybody felt really bad for it. But Rich Holland was the one that was responsible for it. Never had an issue before, never really had an issue after. But he was not seen too much afterwards for a very long time. He was partnered up with Sheamus and Butch, but he wasn't participating in matches. And we have Nia Jax just dropping ass on people's chests and not
That
fucking
had to hurt.
Did you see Rhea's eyes just shoot open?
I
Like
mean, yeah, it had to
I
fucking hurt.
wasn't fucking watching the whole match because I had already watched the Twitch clip, or not the Twitch, the TikTok clips of
Yeah.
all this, and I just had it while I was working on some stuff today. I literally just look over to my second monitor, and I just see Rhea's eyes pop. I was like, "What the fuck happened here?" And there's Nia Jax just sitting on the ropes. I was like, "Hold on, rewind a bit." Oh damn! Ooh. I thought we're not supposed to do that move if you can't catch yourself. But why she inserted herself too in that match makes no fucking sense. I guess uh, she's the immovable force now. Now, what did Cole call her? Abominable force? Something. Some stupid fucking name.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I was just amazed that she even showed up and came out of nowhere.
Should have saved it for Fastlane.
No crowd reaction.
No,
Like leading up to it, nothing. Like
everyone went.
I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh,
Like
she's back.
And the match wasn't like amazing, anyways.
No, but
like
it definitely showed strength on Raquel and Rhea. So like there's definitely high moments and powerful moments and like feats of strength type things. Not, oh my god, it's so amazing. It wasn't a bad match though. It's not
It
one
was
I'd
it was
rewatch.
no, it was boring.
I thought it was better than the payback match.
I don't think Rhea's matches at all are entertaining. Only time it was enjoyable was when her and Vega went at it, and that was just because Vega was flying everywhere, and then Rhea threw around like a rag doll.
Oh man, speaking of Vega, have you seen um, the media going around concerning WWE and a specific fan, an unnamed specific fan, who
No.
was taking lewd, vulnerable pictures of Vega? Nothing like nude or anything, but she was getting in and out of the ring, and
Oh,
this fan literally zoomed in on like her ass, whatever, took pictures. If Vega bent over, took pictures of her chest, and was uploading on social media. And that fan has now since been completely banned and is facing legal ramifications.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
That's something you're supposed to do in just general. You don't just go up or walk around people and go, I'm going to take a picture of your ass. Zoom in, picture. Oh, she bent over to take some pins. No. Decent human being. That's all I'm saying. Decent
Yeah.
human being would not
So
do that.
that one I haven't heard. I did hear
I
about
just saw that today.
Riddle, who I don't think will be around very much longer.
No,
Hopefully,
he's gone. He's gone.
did he get released?
No, he'll be gone. Everything I've been seeing about it. So he got, I think I've read articles saying he was either at a game or he was at a match or he was at an event and he got super drunk and security got called on him on his TSA, not TSA. Security got called on him after he got off the plane. They had to take him aside. He claimed SA against one of the officers, took the picture of the officer, uploaded it, took it back down, failed to make a report against them. Now that entire unit is investigating this SA claim, and he has been removed from the two upcoming live events. He was supposed to be on Raw yesterday. He's supposed to be on Raw next week, and he's been removed completely. So likely won't be back.
I read he was coming back from India from that Superstar show they had in India. He got drunk on the plane, got off, and then was being a complete idiot.
Yeah.
Or was he drunk getting on the plane one too?
It was getting off because he's already been in trouble for his like smoking dope or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was pot. I could be wrong. But he was just in trouble earlier for drug violation. So him being super drunk and doing all this shit, and the fact that SA is not something like fucking joked about at all or taken lightly by anyone or any police officer nowadays. So I would not be surprised, especially now that Endeavor owns WWE, if they don't just go, well, we need to make cuts anyways, because that's the big thing everybody's is afraid of is Endeavor's going to cut a lot of either talent or crew, likely crew since Endeavor has people already that could do that type of job, which don't think they should, but whatever. So I bet you anything, Riddle will be gone since this has been a very troubling year for him.
Yeah. Yeah, he was changing flights, coming back from India.
That makes sense why they keep giving. So I've only seen social media like videos about it, and everyone who's reporting on it is like, "Oh yeah, he was just coming back from an event. Oh yeah, he was just coming back from a sporting game or sporting match." I'm like, what the fuck are you all talking about? I just haven't bothered to look it up. It's like you guys are stupid. But I did see an announcement from Endeavor and WWE talking about it, so I was like, oh, okay, awesome. We'll see about that. I mean, you don't like Riddle to begin with, so it's not a big loss, but he also hasn't had compelling storylines either, with the exception of RK Bro.
Yeah. That's everything with him. The whole character that he has, the stoner persona just drives me nuts. And I'm almost positive he was stoned a couple weeks ago.
A stoner
On Raw.
surfer guy.
Mm-hmm.
Raw.
Pretty sure he was high on the last match he had when he pushed Drew McIntyre and told him to get the tables. Because it seemed like Drew looked at him like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then Drew pushed him back.
Told him
and said, "You get the tables." Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like it caught Drew off guard.
I mean, we
like,
have that.
What are you doing?
That skinny ass dude pushing your brick shit ass around. You're like,
yeah.
You really just fucking my hands on me? Are we
Yeah.
gonna do this?
What? Like, do I need to slap you right now? Like, bitch, I will kill you.
And kind of just like furthermore prove I think Riddle's done is they're already starting a segment with Jay for Drew. So Drew and Jay will have a match next Monday night.
Yeah.
So, I'm
which
sure
that
Judgment
also
Day
is
will be involved.
Because there's that one. There's also now Ricochet and Shinsuke, and I don't understand. It's driving me nuts with Rollins because he is literally the champion, but chasing Shinsuke to fight him.
They've pulled this storyline before, though.
I know, and I can't stand it. I hate a champion chasing somebody to fight them. Like, I want the champion to be pursued, as in, like, that's what they're going after, but now he's going after him and attacking Ricochet, and
if done properly,
they have.
it can work and make sense. Like Seth Rollins being maniacal and coming off crazy too. Like, it works for him to be like, okay, well, now I'm obsessed with this. I have to, like, you're not gonna walk out on me type situation. I'm going to finish this. You don't tell me no. I am the champion. And him becoming overly obsessed fits his character, fits his whole persona.
Mm-hmm.
Ricochet's like the misnomer in it. Like, I don't want Ricochet to be there. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I think I watched a TikTok video that made perfect sense too. Is that Ricochet should be transferred over to SmackDown and join Bobby Lashley's faction. Let him just be sick and tired of the lack of respect and lack of opportunities and possibilities for management, and let it be him just being like, look, Lashley, I've seen what you've done for Street Profits and what you've done for Cedric and I can't think of his name. Shelton Benjamin, there we go. When you were in the Hurt business, I'm coming to you for help. Can you help me? And then you have a high flyer, you have a brick shit house, and you have a tag team. So you, at that point, if you wanted to do a gold run, you could have a world championship, a U.S. title, and tag champs all in a faction again, and finally be able to split off the unified tags if they're going to do that route still. Which they should just get rid of all tag titles and be done with the tag division for a bit.
I think it stays on Judgment Day, and I'm hoping that they bring out new belts.
God, they need a
of
new
some
belt.
kind. Because I think they would be the ones to do it. I think it would be cool to have them debut new ones.
They need a unified, like legitimately unified one belt, not this 2-belt shit.
Well, that'd be fine but that one would have to be able to jump back and forth between Raw and SmackDown.
They still could. Whatever.
Yeah, no, that's what they need to make sure they do.
Yeah, the tag team is not big enough, or the division is not big enough to warrant or need any type of dual tag teams titles. That's no. You could throw NXT in there, and the tag title pool would still not be very deep.
Since the Usos, there hasn't been an actual tag team to hold them. I guess.
Sammy.
Well, before they broke in, yes, they were a tag team, but now they're seen a lot more as solos.
Yeah.
Who just teamed up. And now Damian and Finn. But I don't know what they're gonna do with it.
Speaking of Judgment Day, though, I don't remember if we talked about this on Friday when we were gaming. But there's speculation going around that JD has the Money in the Bank contract. That's
Yeah,
ended.
but yeah, that's what I said to you about
So,
how Priest handed it over to him when he gave him that purple one.
so there's a lot more flying around that, and then there's also, um, I guess I should finish that thought for everybody else if you haven't seen it. Theory going around right now is that since JD gave Priest the purple Money in the Bank briefcase, is that they never swapped the contract inside, and the contract has been a focal point for the last like 4 weeks. Them specifically talking about the contract and not the briefcase. So there's the theory is JD has a contract and we'll give it to Finn, and Finn will cash it in, pissing off Priest, forcing Priest out of the Judgment Day. The other angle I saw, which was interesting, was having, and this is because of Friday Night SmackDown, is having Paul Heyman schmooze up to LA Knight and somehow get him to get in the fray, so to speak, and take the Money in the Bank away from Priest, like win it, and have him capture the title from whoever the World Heavyweight Champion is. So where at that point, Roman Reigns doesn't have to worry about anybody coming for his title. But at the same time, he has full control over the World Heavyweight title too, because LA Knight is in their fray. But it goes against the whole mantra family / blood. So, but that was the big speculation I've been seeing for the past few days. Is LA Knight could be in cahoots, as one article said, with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman playing both sides of LA Knight and Roman Reigns. Could LA Knight benefit from a manager? Yeah, but he doesn't need one because he's fucking amazing on the microphone.
Yeah, but I like what you said though of Paul Heyman pulling the strings and LA Knight being the one to capitalize on it would work as well.
So
I don't.
right on a lot of wrongs that everybody wanted LA Knight to have the briefcase.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's pretty sure everybody wanted him to get the damn briefcase, and I don't remember seeing if what's Priest has been carrying the briefcase or not lately. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, he has the briefcase with
Is
him all
the
the
purple
time.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
He took it with him even on SmackDown.
Oh, okay.
And he had it yesterday on Monday night.
I must have missed it yesterday then.
Yeah. Or you don't remember it because your memory's just fucking shit.
That too. But regardless, they need to do something with that damn thing. I hate that they hold on to it. I can't stand it. It just drives me nuts. Like fucking you got a time limit. 2-3 months. Shit's gotta go.
They do have a time limit. A year.
A year, yeah, no. That's you don't need to hold on to fucker for a year.
I think they should reduce the time limit. But it should be like the end of the year. Because Money in the Bank is typically 6 months out. So give it 6 months. And if they get rid of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view altogether, which I'm pretty sure we covered it before, that they were getting rid of the namesake pay-per-views, or the match title pay-per-views, whatever it's called. It's like Money in the Bank. They don't need that. That should really be incorporated into WrestleMania night 1, and then have the big title matches on night 2. But give them till the end of the year versus till WrestleMania. One other interesting thing they should do is that should be like the only unscripted and unknown part, should be that, where they, like, Priest could go literally at any time, just be like, I'm done. I wanna look, Vince, I'm cashing in tonight whether you like it or not, and then go cash in. And at that point, make it look like, hey, you're gonna take the fall regardless. But make it at that point look like it's completely unrehearsed, unscripted, and it's truly random and at the whim of the holder, versus, well, look, you're going to hold on to the briefcase for 6.5 months. You're going to cash it in, and you're going to be successful. Or in Theory's case, you're going to attempt to cash in every fucking major pay-per-view. You're never going to get to actually cash in. And you're going to get so pissed off that you're going to attempt to cash it in for the U.S. title. And you're going to fail that too. So, yeah, that's the game plan. I think that should be the only thing that's not controlled by creative. I think that would add a more of a legitimate element of surprise of when's this going to happen, and just fuck up everybody's storylines too.
Let's say you do some spear fucking up of the
But that's
story
the
they did that.
that's the whole purpose of that briefcase, though, is to just fuck with shit. You get the title and you fuck with everything. You piss off everybody. Do you remember when Edge first cashed it in? Everybody's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Cena's elimination. He won. Cool, awesome. He can go on and continue his story." Edge came out, and everybody's like, "What the fuck? He's cashing in? What's this mean? Is Cena still in the feud? What's going on?" Element of surprise. Great.
Nothing's a surprise anymore.
Yeah, great.
Everything
Social
gets
media wasn't very rampant back then either, so
No, everything gets leaked.
MySpace was still like
Very true.
everybody had viruses from LimeWire, FrostWire.
So all in all, for the most part, I think we're in agreement that the storylines, everything are still repetitive. The shows are not as exciting as they haven't been exciting.
No, I'm telling you, at this point, I'm literally one bad show away, one more bad booking, for me just going, I'm done. I'm done with wrestling or WWE. I'll go give AEW another month, and I'm done because it's no longer enjoyable to watch, and it's now becoming background shows where I will literally be doing graphics, editing our podcast, making clips on my stream, whatever it is. I'll be live streaming. And I'll have fucking Raw or SmackDown. I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's cool, whatever, because it's not enticing anymore.
Well, that's why I had Monday Night Football on and Raw, and I had the audio and everything for football going on, and Raw was just there. So I was more dedicated to watching Aaron Rodgers die in the first 4 plays of the game.
Tear his fucking Achilles. Watch that.
Yeah. And then, didn't really care to watch anything on Raw. I mean, it was there. I think I paid attention to half of it, if that.
But that's the thing, like,
so I wasn't too.
I'm not even like
I'm not committed anymore.
I don't watch live like you do. Literally, I can watch it live via TikTok. I can get the clip its really quick and be like, okay, I get the premise of what happened on Monday Night Raw.
Oh yeah.
The big takeaway of Raw was Chad Gable is going to take the Intercontinental title away from Gunther. Gonna happen.
Yes.
So, will it be next Monday? No, maybe. I don't know. It should have been at Payback, so where it made sense. But again, they didn't even have the fucking title on that match card. So, but Chad's going to get it, and Chad's going to have a IC run. That's the only take.
They wanted to get a damn honky tonk shit.
And Nia Jax came back.
Mm-hmm.
That's the things to take away. Nobody likes Jey Uso. All of which I got from TikTok in like 2 minutes. Versus my hour and a half on Hulu. So.
And I don't know. Dominic is trying to feud with Cody.
Yeah, I saw that. That interaction made no sense.
And then JD came out.
Here. Cool. What the? JD was out there with them already.
Dominic, that's right. And Dominic is very awkward in his promos. He had to flip Cody's tie twice. It's just Cody. I looked at like, what the fuck? Okay, like I guess we're gonna do this. You fucking weirdo. Like it's just awkward.
Child, stop touching me.
And I'm over the whole booing thing. Like, yeah, you made it clear. He's trying to still cut promos, and they're turning his mic down and the booing up and all that shit. But I actually want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, because last week and this week he was actually like talking to the boos, and the boos got me where I was like, "Shut the fuck up!"
Like, I actually just want to hear what he says.
I literally had to put my headphones on because I was originally just watching through my monitor speakers. Put headphones on, I'm literally cupping my headphones, pushing them as tight to my ears, having it jacked up. I was like, God,
what are you saying?
I still don't know what you're saying. Because with all the boos,
it's
literally just, and I want to tell you, I'm beat your ass. I'm like, what are you saying?
Yeah, I think the heat that he's gotten has died quite a bit.
I mean, they
And I
still
still
boo the
think
fuck
they're
out
trying
of
to
him.
hold on to. Well, they do, but they're also piping it.
Yeah.
And that's the
I
thing is
get
that I
that.
think it's died.
But you can
He's
watch
not
the
as.
crowd, and like that's why
Oh
I'm
yeah,
watching. I don't listen to noise at first. I watch the crowd, and the moment he comes out, he picks that microphone. Everyone in the crowd is, "Boo! Fuck you!" And they're all just
hmm
cupping their mouth, giving a bird or whatever. 360. I was like, oh. And the only thing
I think
WWE is doing
it's
is going, crowd volume. We're at
yeah.
40%, 300. Dominic's at 100, 2%. Yeah, they'll hear him. They'll hear him.
Yeah, I just think he's plateaued right now. I don't think he's getting any more heat on him.
He hasn't done shit on
I
NXT either.
He hasn't done shit. Period. I mean, he got the title. Since then, nothing. And Rhea Ripley should never, ever, ever attempt to do a frog splash ever again. She even tried to do the Eddie shake, and I was like, just fucking stop. I hope you fall off the turnbuckle at this point. I just really hope you just fall. Like, just take a spill, Bianca Belair style, and break your knee, and then switch it to the right knee and then go back to the left knee. Just fucking something. Like, it was ugly.
Tell you what you needed.
It was horrible. One of the ugliest frog splashes. But again, like Dominic is, I think, making his way in some fashion of being decent on the mic,
What?
not
No,
the
can't
ring.
hear him.
So if you just can battle through the stupid shit they're doing, then maybe he'll come out in the end halfway decent. I'm not saying he's an amazing guy on the mic. I'm not saying he's an amazing wrestler. He still has a long ways to go, but he's getting acceptance, even though he has that stupid title.
And that's the other thing. Like talking about piping in noise, like, and maybe that's just me, and I don't notice as much at AEW shows as I do WWE. But the amount of piping in is ridiculous now. It feels like even with like LA Knight and the pop he gets, there's times where like, okay, yeah, that could be the crowd, and then there's other times where it's just so much, and I can pay attention very close to the crowds. Like there's more volume coming out than what's being shown on TV, and it doesn't correlate to each other. It's like, okay, well, they're piping this in a little bit, and it's just the extra work they're doing to build up or break down the character to give him heat or give him pop is just, it's becoming too much and becoming very superficial, that when watching it now, you're like, it's just piped in. Like that's the common consensus now is, doesn't fucking matter. It's all piped in. It's all fake. Like the noise you're hearing is fake now, and that's the unfortunate side effect of where things are going.
Yeah. I don't know. Like we can go into a live. I've been to a couple live shows recently, and it doesn't seem like you catch any piping at all there. And I've watched the shows I went to, and they didn't really seem to pipe in much there. But I'm curious to see what is again when they're coming back in December again, and hopefully Dominic, if he still has that thing going on, of them trying to pipe over, the booze and everything, to see what it's like.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll still be piped in quite heavily.
So, fuck, very well could be.
No, I mean, yeah, a lot of stuff's going on in the wrestling community. Whether, we need to fucking touch base on that. Daniel Bryan Danielson over in AEW, he's wrapping his career up.
Again?
No, officially, he's like legitimately wrapping it up this time on his own choice, because he came out on AEW this past Wednesday, and he cut a promo about how he promised his daughter that when she turns 7 years old, he's gonna start ending his career and be there for her, be the active father and active dad that he wants to be, and not a full-time wrestler anymore. So she's 6 right now. He's like, so this is my This is me telling you the countdown's on, and we are wrapping up my career. He has a match with Nick Saban at Wrestle Dream coming up. So it'll be for the New Japan, one of the New Japan titles. So he's going to start having dream matches and all this, wrapping up his career as a whole. So he'll maybe a year, maybe a year and a half, I think is the timeline for him. But there's also, since he's cut that promo, and Nick Khan has even said, yeah, like he's backed it, saying this is true. He could still be a producer in the backstage, which again, they need creative control back there. They need somebody who can actually write a fucking storyline, who's done it, and let just ease up on Tony Khan having to control everything, and just let him step back and play the chairman role.
It's not going to matter as long as Kenny Omega is still there.
Any of those elites.
I mean, I know the guy is an amazing wrestler. He's got a hell of a background, but I don't think that his character or anything else is going to go anywhere.
They just re-signed with AEW.
Yeah, to the fact of like, you legitimately can't kick out of his move. It's horse shit. So, but that's what it is. Yeah, I can say Fallen Angel.
Yeah, that's so fucking protected.
It's dumb. I mean, I get you wanted to not look weak, but everybody kicks out of something.
Yeah.
At some point, and
well, it's more than just that. Even though like you can't, and Cody Rhodes has even said it on interviews before, is like he struggled being a VP and a wrestler because there was that fine line, and he pigeonholed himself, saying, "I will never compete for a main event or the main title ever."
Yeah.
But that's how it should be. If you're going to be a VP or EVP, whatever, you should not be a full-time wrestler. You can take bumps, sure. You can help the production. You can help the wrestlers get put over. But at no point should you be carrying a title. At no point should you be the focus of the show. At no point should you be the main event. Your whole job at that point is to put the talent over, get the talent sold, have them get the heat, have them get the pop, whatever. Your job is no longer as an active wrestler. It is to build up your crew to operate the show properly. But instead, the elite, Kenny Omega and the Bucks, come across very much as it's all about them and only them.
Mm-hmm.
A new title comes out, they're going to be the debut holders. Trip champs, debut holders. Tag champs, debut holders. I don't know if that's entirely true. I believe that's how it went. Then you had their world title. I think Moxley was it. I think it was Moxley versus Kenny for that one.
Was it?
But either which way, like they're always in the main picture. And from a standby perspective, is that comes, at least for me, again, all my opinion, I'm not sold on the Bucks. I'm not sold on Kenny Omega at all. And I feel like what's happening in AEW and how they're orchestrating themselves is going to do more tarnishing of their reputation and image in the long run than it would be to build up the legacy. Yes, they started a whole new company with Cody Rhodes called All Elite. Awesome. Cool. Tony Khan came in, made it AEW. Cool. Awesome. At this point now, though, they're way too involved in both sides of the coin, and they always seem to be involved on anything that's controversy, whether it's CM Punk, whether it's Moxley, whether it's Eddie Kingston, whether it's oh god, who's the brick shit house? Hobbs, whether it's the other brick shit house. Brian, there we go. Like any controversy that gets big always rotates around the elite. The Bucks or Omega. Always. So there's clearly, whether it's storybook and they're trying to find marks or it's real life situations, that needs to stop. Like the elite is hurting AEW. Hurting it. Yeah, just my opinion. What the fuck do I know? I just watch the product.
Yeah. Guess we'll see. I don't fucking know. But hopefully this new thing changes. Old TKO.
I just hope that means
Some
doors
change
get
happens.
opened. That's my big goal for this, is to have them fucking stop being petty, stop playing in the past, and start letting crossovers happen for the betterment of the wrestling community and not the show. And actually caring about the view. I mean, this is all wishful thinking. It'll never fucking happen because that means they have to not care about the bottom dollar. But
Yeah.
it would do better for them to have others come in. So again, you can't bring Kenny Omega over.
He won't lose. And with the Young Bucks, they won't lose either.
Nope. And that defeats the
So
whole. They're doing more damage to the wrestling community, to their image, to their legacy than anything else. At this point, they're not. They're not progressing it anymore. They're not helping it. They're not furthering. They're literally hindering it all.
yeah, I think the only way you get anything done is going to be with the veterans that have literally been in WWE and have guys they work closely with, like Darby Allin and Sting working with him, and Jericho and whoever the fuck he's.
Sandy Guevara.
Yeah, like guys like that are working close with him. That's the only way that probably those would work. But again, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
But you had Jack Perry / Jungle Boy and Christian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, if it ever does, it would be years, if ever. I don't think it'll ever happen.
They're gone.
Yeah.
All Elite needs to be behind scenes in the next, I would say the next year, honestly, but realistically, the next 3 to 5 years, they need to be retired from wrestling, being behind the scenes, and no more on screen time, and let them do what EVPs do: produce the show, run the show, help the talent, not bury the talent, because that's how it comes across.
Yeah.
MJF is fucking amazing right now. Adam Cole is being amazing over there now too, working with MJF. Again, WWE, AEW talent.
Yeah.
So there's a reason for it all working. Not Sahara. Forget her name, how to pronounce it. Paige, working with Tony Storm and even Ruby Soho. Again, all three are WWE people, but they're working against AEW purebreds or only AEW divas. So it all works. And here you have the Elite just basically going, fuck all you. I don't give a shit. You're not kicking out my move. We're going to do super kick in stereo. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So we'll see. I don't know how much is going to change anytime soon, but something needs to happen in WWE alone, since that's the main one that we watch. I don't see AEW changing anytime soon, but there's more chances, I think, of WWE changing for the better. I mean, that hopefully don't get worse.
I mean, time will
But
tell.
we'll see.
I'm stating it right now. Fastlane, if it's a complete shit show, there is a very good chance I'm walking away from WWE and just be like, done. I can't watch this anymore. I'm not investing my time because it's not worth it anymore at this point.
Mhm.
Who knows? Time will fucking tell. So stay tuned. I'm sure we'll do a fucking Fastlane episode in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, October 6th, 4th,
Sometime.
5th, whatever. That week, there'll be another one. Yeah. So, but that's all we got for y'all. Yeah. Don't forget, I'll let Rahgel do this part. Rahgel's got some signing off words for you about, merging our gaming stuff. So here's Rahgel.
Make sure you check us out on Thursdays. We play Vigi games, typically Warzone. That's if Sig stuff works. We're joined also by Lance. Not all the time. You couldn't play. You can blame whoever you want.
That was a month ago. Move on. Your microphone was today.
We're also, it's while we're recording. We're also accompanied by Lance or Lancer.
Lance.
Either one, whichever one it was to go by. I guess I don't know anymore. And yes,
I've
be
known
sure
him
to
for
check out
6+ years. It's Lance.
Oh, well, it's whatever you want to call each other. Your honeymoon phases. Check out the merch store. That is 2guys1gamepad.com. Is that right?
It's
I just clicked
shop.2guys1gamepad.com.
That's what I said. Yeah. I just clicked the link that I have. That's all I do. That, and I don't think we have anything else really going on. We have random shit. I don't know what if you're pointing at something. I can't see what you're pointing at.
Pointing at my wall, because to the windows, to the wall, all these bitches crawl. When this episode airs, it'll be Thursday, September the 14th, which means Mortal Kombat 1 will be coming out, which means I'll be playing the ever-loving shit out of this. So if you haven't caught the last 2 video game reviews about Skull and Bones and Starfield, which just go watch that. Go listen to that episode. It's only like 35 minutes because that's my review on that game. There will be an in-depth game review about Mortal Kombat 1. Whether or not Rahgel's involved in it, we'll see. It may just be me again. But we are working on Rahgel having some solo episodes where he is recording about something, but he has no passions or hobbies outside of Thursday night and Tuesday nights. To get the correlation, that's me. I'm his hobby.
You can't quit me.
No, you can't quit me.
I'll find you.
I'm irresistible. That's what she is. She's an irresistible force. Oh, I got it. Thank you. Anyways, y'all have a good one.
I don't know.
Take it easy.
Till next time. Bye, bitch.